What's going on, guys? Back again, video. Things just came in the mail. Punk Workshop. We got the Blaze buttons. Camera can focus. Come on, focus. But whatever. We got the Blaze buttons here, and I wanted to try these out. One of my friends basically told me he didn't like these buttons. He didn't think they were that good. I had extra money, so I was just like, I'll buy a set to see how they feel. I don't know what stick they're going in, but they're gonna go in one of them. I got one or two they can go into, but it's crazy. If you can see, you can't even really see, like the travel distance is super duper slim. Like it's only 0.5 millimeter travel distance when you press it. These are really sensitive buttons. So, and they're also micro switches, so they are not the same as the gravity buttons, I believe. These are some new stuff that people are starting to come out with now, kind of like what's the Gamer Fingers? I think they use micro switches, and they are nice and quiet so you're playing late at night, you won't be waking anybody up. I definitely got to play around with these and put them into a stick and then just play a couple of games, see how they feel. But I'm actually quite impressed with how they've kind of compacted the button itself, because now you have to basically do the plugins right here on the sides. If you could see, you plug them in right there on the sides instead of straight up under the bottom. But I think that's what they did to basically make the travel distance so short. And I know I have seen other reviews where people have said that the buttons are extremely sensitive, that it doesn't take much to actuate them. But like I said, I won't know until I actually get them in the stick and see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these into one of my fight sticks, and we're going to go back and see how they feel. All right, guys, we got them in there. They're nice and snug. It took me a minute to get them in because it was like a weird thing. Like when I stuck one button in and plugged them up, it's like it just was sending crazy signals to the game. So if you ever put these buttons in and try to do them one at a time, connected them, don't worry about the game. It's gonna freak out a little bit until you get all of them, because once I hooked all of them up and basically disconnected and reconnected the stick to the computer, basically it worked itself out. But that was just kind of weird. I thought something was wrong, but it's nothing. And as you can see, if you can see it right there, these buttons sit extremely flush to the panels. Like there is very little distance, the travel distance between when you press the button and you actually get what you want. And that's kind of a blessing and a curse at the same time, because the buttons are so sensitive. Let me take this out my ear. Because the buttons are so sensitive, like sometimes you will get overlapping inputs if you're trying to do something too fast, because you can literally tap this one and slot and barely graze the next button, and you might actually get the first or the second input to come out. Reaction time, these things are super duper fast, like super responsive. I will give it that. The buttons are super responsive. I know that's because of the short travel distance, because you barely touch these things and you'll get the input. Like you can't even hear it, but let me see if I can put it up there. Yeah, but you can barely touch these things and you get the activation. And like I said, I'm gonna pair matches up playing the whole time, because I played at least about 8-9 matches with it. The buttons feel extremely good. It feels weird because they're so shallow that sometimes you kind of have to just get used to the fact that you won't have that little buffer between certain buttons. Because when I play, this is usually where my hand is resting, like in between the cracks of the buttons. That's kind of how I rest my hand, and my pinky is for my parry and my drive impact, and my other digits basically take care of punch lights, medium, heavy, all that stuff. I can recommend these buttons. I definitely think they're solid. If you got a hitbox, I think these are probably great for a hitbox. If you got a fight stick, you're gonna have to take a minute to kind of get used to them, because the way they sit inside of the housing of fight stick. Now, this is the Hori Fighting Alpha, so maybe they might fit different than other ones, but I don't think so. So you'll definitely have to get used to that shallow feel they have, and that's about the biggest problem that you're gonna have. But probably playing on it for a couple of days, you'll get used to it. Punk Workshop Blaze buttons, I would definitely have to give them an A. I can't give them an A plus, because you do sometimes get accidental inputs because of this, how sensitive the buttons are. So I can't really say that they are an A plus button, but they are a solid choice if you're going for, you know, replacement buttons. Now, I know the company that's coming out with another set of buttons, Flash Taps. They said they will start shipping internationally, because right now you can only get them in Japan. Unless you got a hookup here in the States, you can only get them through Japan. So I gotta wait for those, because those are probably the next one we'll get and try out. But until they start shipping internationally, there's not really too much I can do. But if you have the Punk Workshop Blaze buttons, y'all guys let me know what y'all think of them. Oh, and I did forget to say, yes, they do have micro switches in them. The same as this in my mouse is the same as in here, which is why you have such a quick response to them, because it's basically like you got basically micro switches in it. So a little bit better than the gamer fingers. But you guys let me know what y'all think of the Punk Workshop buttons, and I'll talk to y'all guys later. Peace. I'm out.